Welcome back to Odyssey News. I am Mike Odyssey, and in today's video, I'm giving you the top stories in Nintendo under 2 minutes, right? It's called Rapid Fire News. And of course, we're gonna go dive into today's top story. Is Nintendo giving us DLC for Tears of the Kingdom? And is this DLC have to do with dungeon making? Let's get started.
Welcome to the Odyssey. Hit the like, press play. You're running with the squad like Xenoblade. Drive like Mario, we on a...
Before we get into this video, I would love to ask for your subscription, but not just ask, I will put in the work for you, because here we have Monday through Friday news every single day, Odyssey News, where we talk about everything inside the world of Nintendo. We have products and we have reviews. And other than that, in the personal side, I am a big advocate for disabilities because I myself am legally blind. My daughter has autism, so I am a big advocate for disabilities and people with autism as well. So if this sounds like a place you would love to subscribe to, I would love for you to be part of the family. Hit that subscribe button and that bell for notification and join our amazing family here at The Odyssey. Thank you in advance for your subscription, and let's get into the news. All right, so first up in Rapid Fire News, we got BlizzCon 2023 happening this November. If you don't know what BlizzCon is, well, it's Activision Blizzard having a convention to advertise a couple games coming up this year. Hopefully they're good. Hopefully they're coming to Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch. Moreover, we got Sonic Prime coming with more episodes this July on Netflix. So if you are hooked on Sonic Prime on Netflix, well, there are more episodes on the way in July. Moving over, we got rumor about Persona 3 Remake to be unveiled in the Xbox Showcase next month. Next month is going to be a great month, you know, because first thing is it's June month, right? It's the beginning of the season of conventions and announcements and stuff. So I hope that Nintendo has a great month for us, but so far, Microsoft has a showcase happening next month, and there's a rumor that Persona Remake is going to be made there. So if Persona Remake comes for Xbox, then it should also come to Switch. So that's a good thing, right? Moving over to another news, we got Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak version 15.0.1 is available right now. So if you want to get that update, go ahead and get it. It's a free. Let's move over to Pokemon World, where there's a new update to Pokemon Home that will enable connectivity to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet next week. So if you are looking forward to having Pokemon Home available for Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, guess what? Only one more week to go for you to have your hands on Pokemon Home on Scarlet and Violet. Let's keep going. In SpongeBob World, it looks like SpongeBob is combining forces with Power Wash Simulator, that game where you wash streets and cars and dirty stuff. And now you'll be able to wash Bikini Bottom with Power Wash Simulator. It was announced that a special pack in the SpongeBob theme will be available in Power Wash Simulator, not only making this a relaxing game to have, but also a super fun game with the ability of having you kind of download that and then just kind of wash Bikini Bottom, right? Which is pretty cool. And last but not least, in the Nintendo Rapid News, we got Sony CEO went to see the Super Mario Brothers movie, and he had some thoughts. He had some things to say. He said, the movie was beautiful and a wonderful IP. That was a great thing from the Sony CEO to say about a Nintendo IP and about the movie. I hope this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship between Sony and Nintendo. One can dream, one can dream. Now let's move on to today's top story, and this has to do with a patent that I discovered today, which is the 18th, because this episode is recorded yesterday, and it has to do with Nintendo giving us some type of builder, right? And when you first look at it, let's go ahead and look at it right now, because it's better for you to look at it rather than me explain it to you, because it's kind of, you know, here we are at uspto.gov, and you know that I'm a patent kind of maniac, and I look at all the patents almost every day, and I like to read them because I like to know what Nintendo's up to, or any other company is up to. I like technology. So here I discovered a patent that was literally issued in January 17th, or filed in January 17, 2023, which is down here. And then we got the issue date, May 18th. For you guys, it's yesterday. For me, it's today. And we can read here what it's about. It's an exemplary information processing system configured to create a route formed by arranging in a virtual space, a polarity route parts each associated with the design. Determine whether the route created by the user contains forbidden symbols. So that means that Nintendo is worried about what you're gonna do with this game, okay? And I'll show you in a little bit. So creating forbidden symbols or forbidden words. When the route created by the user contains a forbidden symbol or a forbidden word, uploading a route created by the user to the server is prohibited. Now, let's take a look at what Nintendo is talking about, because Nintendo thinks you're naughty. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this right here. Take a look at this. What does that look like to you? I know we have the little character right there, and there's a start and there's a goal, right? And in between, there's little blocks. I'm guessing that each little block is some type of a level that you need to pass, but this is actually the actual outside menu of what it appears to be. To me, this is my personal opinion, a dungeon maker, right? It kind of looks like the Link's Awakening dungeon maker, that you put pieces together and then you can actually use it and go over the dungeon. But right here, what Nintendo is actually focusing on is the outer areas, the actual building of the dungeons, right? So here we have the little character and we see end goal, and of course, let's continue down. What Nintendo is talking about here, of course, this is the Nintendo, the Switch. This is the Nintendo Switch here in the inside, and here we have it. What Nintendo is talking about is this right here. Nintendo does not want you to create dungeons that spell bad things. In other words, okay, Nintendo doesn't want you to basically make a dungeon, right? And create a little dungeon that has letters that spell bad things. For example, this is what Nintendo's talking about here. E, this spells a B, and this is a C. So what they're saying is that, you know what, if a creator wants to make a dungeon and all of a sudden they actually spell something bad here, no, you cannot do that. We will ban that thingy from the thingy. You know, so that's what they're talking about, and I think that by doing that, they've actually kind of also let out that they're building some type of game for the Switch that has these components. And this is basically the route. Like, for example, you can make a little route here that goes down and whatever. Let's look at a finished one here. So basically, you put them together, and then you make a route here. You put them together, and then you end the goal right there. Maybe this is the boss fight, and I could be completely wrong. This could not be a dungeon maker, but it just looks like a dungeon maker to me. And I want you guys to tell me, what does this look like to you in the down below in the comments. But it's very interesting that Nintendo is considering doing this right before we have anything like this, and then putting out there that you cannot create letters like that and then spell bad things and then just make that to be a dungeon, or make that to be something playable, because whatever you upload here is playable by everybody else, which is very cool. Now, if this is a dungeon maker, okay, if this is a dungeon maker, the cool thing about this is that what Nintendo's doing here is they are creating a dungeon maker where you can create a dungeon, upload it so that other people have access to it, and you can actually go through it and defeat it. Now, the only Zelda game out there is Tears of the Kingdom right now, right? The latest game. So that's why I tied together whether this is the dungeon maker for Tears of the Kingdom or something completely different. But there you have it. I want you guys to let me know. Look, right now they have the J, they have the O, right? That's how you put them together, and then you can put some other letter here, another letter here. And what they're trying to avoid is you guys doing things that are not cool. I don't know what Nintendo has this here and what they're insinuating, but I'm guessing they're thinking about everything when it comes to how you build and making sure that you do not misuse this or write anything inappropriate. But yeah, I think the bigger story here is not that Nintendo's trying to keep you from writing or doing bad things, right? I think the biggest story here is the game that this thing represents, which to me looks very much like the dungeon maker in Link's Awakening. Yes, Link's Awakening does have a dungeon maker. I think you have to go visit some little guy in some little cave or something, and then you can actually go play it or build it, right? You have to finish off the dungeons, and then those little dungeon rooms are available, and then you put those little dungeon rooms together and create a dungeon, right? So there you have it. I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments. What does this remind you of? First thing, is there another game out there that I am missing? Because that could be the case. I might be missing something that you guys know more about me of, right? It happens all the time. And this could be something. I hate the mic. This could be something related to that instead of the dungeon maker that I'm trying to make up here. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Odyssey News. Guys, we have the podcast coming up tomorrow, Friday. It's Thursday? Friday. We have the podcast coming out tomorrow in this channel. We will be here reacting live with you guys, watching the podcast at 7 p.m. here at the Odyssey. Thank you guys so much for watching here at the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, but before I let you go, I have two important things I need to let you know. Number one, never give up. And number two, journey on. Peace.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.